Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines with me, TDav1, on our vanilla Let's Play series. This is episode 23, I believe. And this episode is going to be all about preparation for the new DLC. New DLC called Sunset Harbour is about to drop in a couple of days. And I wanted to get ahead of it when it came to my city and prepare it ready for the DLC, so we can utilise the DLC straight away. As soon as it drops, I'll be jumping on, recording, and we're going to be playing along with the new DLC. Pretty much blind, so we can discover that together. But this episode is going to be all about tweaking a few things around the city, just a little couple of bits, to get the city so it's in a good position, ready for the DLC. The first one being is, since I've already worked out where I want my fishing to be going, and that is over here. We're going to be putting our main fishing industry and a town on this man-made island, and that is going to be our hub for all of our fishing needs. We'll probably put a little bit of a town in the middle maybe, or maybe around the edge or around one of the sides somewhere, just so we can have some population over there as well, so it's just not all industry. We have a nice planned out road ready to shoot over there from when we were building up Holy Jorbrukstad, which is farm town if you can't read Swedish. And we also have a road over here that we need to be connecting up as well at some point. I may put that in the intro to the next episode as a montage. Not 100% sure. Yeah, we're going to have to play around with roads and work out how we're going to get a couple of roads over to here, with the potential of having a road go over here and disappear off over into this distance, because that looks like prime real estate for the future for some more housing along this large, I want to say river, but it's more of a lake if I'm honest. It's just huge bunkers. That's a river, that's a lake. That, in my head anyway, it's probably not, it's probably just a river. But anyway, so yeah, what are we going to be doing? So if you haven't seen the new DLC, one of the main parts about it is going to be all about the water and a new fishing industry. So what we're going to have to do is clean up our water to maximise how much space we have. Because if you have poop in the water and it pollutes the water, you get less fishing yields. And we want to make sure that we do have as much space as we can to play around with fishing yields. So what we're going to have to do is rip up all of these and upgrade them to whatever the cleanest and the best is when it comes to doing our waste management. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to delete all of these. We're also going to get rid of these windmills because they've been here since day one. They're not really adding anything, and yeah, they're a bit pointless, so let's get rid of them as well. That gives us a nice base to work off. I wouldn't mind trying to tidy this up so it looks like it's semi-organised. 1 second, let me just turn off Discord, and I will be back. There we go, Discord is off, so no one's messages will be popping up by mistake. And now we have a nice little bit of space so we can work out what we want to be doing with this area as well. I'm going to delete these as well for the moment, including these wave machines, because I don't think we're going to need them quite yet. And I want to make, yeah, so it looks like it makes sense. And I also realise a new building is coming in, which is a waste management building. So if we can make this little bit of land a little bit larger, this may be a good spot for the waste management as well. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of terraforming. Don't normally do terraforming on screen, but I will show you guys. So I'm going to be using this tool right here, which is the slope tool. It's a very, very good tool if you don't know. All you have to do is right click the surface level that you want and then drag that surface level out over and wherever you want it to be. So we're going to be trying to flatten all of this land off so it's the same level as this junction. And we may be changing this junction next episode as well, because if I want to add in a big old waste management facility over here that promotes, you know, getting all of the waste into one localized place, we may need a good fancy road in and out of there. So yeah, that is what we're going to do. Let me just continue with this terraforming. Wouldn't mind a nice key. So we have this key here that ends because of the railway track. I could break this, rerun it over, and then get the train track to go over the top of it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that there. and follow this natural contour that we have already created and try and create the key off that. So let's go into the key mode and try and start selecting some of that. I'm going to have to turn all of these off because when you're placing a key down, you want it to be nice and natural and flowing. You don't want it to do silly things like that. How far can we get this to run along this inland so it looks like it matches? I just want it to look similar to that one just to my left over here, so it's similar to that. That doesn't look dreadful. It is rising up a little bit higher because this terrain is higher than the terrain over here. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of that. I either get rid of that pair, or I just stop by it. I'm gonna stop by it and say that is like a historic site that can't be destroyed, so cities had to stop there and it can't do any more. And then that cleans off the edge of this bit of land, and we have plenty of space to be putting in the top end when it comes to the eco water treatment plants. These obviously cost more per week than this stuff. Actually, it don't. Do they not? It produces the same. They take a lot more electricity, I've noticed. That's the downside of these. It's a lot less electricity, but zero pollution is all we want. The other is here as well. Water pollution is what we're trying to get rid of. I'm not sure if this is going to exactly work and super clean up our waters, but we'll be running the city for a while off screen. We're going to put a good load of them down, good 6, and then we can adjust the budget from there accordingly. We have space to grow into in the future, and then when it comes to power, we just need to connect them up with something that we want to be doing. Let's think about that. Let's tidy up these water pipes very quickly, and now we can just try and reconnect the power. We'll probably just come off you in a nice little straight line. In the future, as we were speaking about next episode, we'll maybe adding a waste management centre over here somewhere and playing around with this junction the best we can. It's going to be an interesting build if we do want to do that, because like we have discussed in the past, this area is very tight for space and it could be a very, very tricky project, but tricky stuff is also fun as well, so you need to do that at times. You need to try and challenge yourself, and that is all of that hooked up. Let's press play and see how our water management does. Sewage treatment has gone down to 0. Now it is all clicking on. Bang, bang, bang. And we are up to max. And we are well over max. We have doubled what we need to be doing, but our water availability is down. Our inlet pipes are not exactly anywhere great. We have just flooded that road by a momentary. There's a little wave of water coming over here that is going to about to flood the highway for a split second. That should hopefully disperse because this land is nice and flat and roll back into the river. Where is our inlet pipes? I don't remember where we put our ins. I think the best option is just to keep on adding on to this key over here. That would probably be the best way of doing things. So we're going to do that. And then we have some extra water pipes, and then that should max our budget out over there. And then we can drop the budget down a little bit. We'll take it down about 85%, and that should help our monies out. We are still making lots and lots of money, mainly because our industries are still working, despite this industry being crippled by not having any oil anymore, and we're importing a good 95% of it. We're not exactly making a loss though, so we are still causing jobs and creating jobs. We're not outputting any plastic at the moment. Why are we not outputting any plastic? That's an interesting one. I have noticed that you are no longer sucking up any oil, and you are pretty much out of range of everything, I see. So yeah, if you were placed over there, you would get a little bit more. So we may just try and drag that road out over to here, and then just have something there into the closest gap possible to suck up the final few little bits when it comes to this oil over in this industry. And then it will be all gone. And then this industry, I was debating turning into the fishing industry because it's already well built up with roads and systems like that. But we will be keeping this as oil, replacing it all with zonable in the future. And then we can have the fishing over here because this will be a new area and a new project to build on. That probably will take a couple of episodes, and that would be good fun. The other thing I wanted to do is add a little bit more population to the place, so we have some more industrial zone demand when it comes up. So we are ready for the next. So when we're ready for the next DLC to drop, we have the demand for the industrial, so we can go straight into the fishing stuff and don't have to play around with it. Maybe just follow this road along. That might be the better option. And then we can start developing that. So let's see where we want to be going. And do I want to have a junction in here, or do we want a roundabout? I'm going to go for a T-junction so far. In the future we may be causing ourselves a headache, and we may have to change that. But that's just something we'll have to deal with in the future. You can't always pre-plan everything. A roundabout here would be ideal. It's just the better way of doing it. But looks-wise, it's going to look a bit meh. That roundabout, if I'm honest, is a little bit big. I would like it to be smaller. If that was smaller, I'd happily put another smaller roundabout here, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll have a T-junction here. All we will do is we'll make sure that we do not come off in 4 directions. Because if we come off in 4 directions, it will cause a nightmare for the road systems. The base game in this game does not like having 4-way junctions like that just slap back in with traffic lights, or not traffic lights really. It's not very good. Let's see. So you're going to go off at a different angle. That's going to create an interesting shape. The problem is that you're going to be going past this junction, very close to this junction, and I'm going to need you to come over at least around here-ish, minimum, or they're going to be too close to each other. I could have done with moving that like a good 2-3 blocks that way, really. I'm saying blocks like it's Minecraft. It's not Minecraft. Right, let's add this estate, and then we'll worry about that in the future. I'm going to come to about there, and I think we'll try and come off this road at an okay 90-degree angle for this road, and then we will connect it up with a nice bend. So we'll go to about there, and that is enough room for another estate that we can build some houses off. So we're not going to come off this main road with any of the side roads, because it's already got one junction, which is a large junction, and a small junction. We're not going to come off this road, of course, because this is in between 2 large junctions, the roundabout and the traffic lights. So all of the little inlet roads for this area we will make sure that comes off this road here. It's a nice bend, curvy road. And then in the future we'll make sure that we don't add anything off this road that's too major. Right there does look like a good option for a junction though. I won't lie to you guys. Right there does look like a prime estate for a road that will go that direction-ish to some sort of junction that leads to the highway. I'm going to put it in, and we may be causing ourselves a major issue in the future, but it's something that I think is going to be very, very needed and very required. That right there looks like the prime example for another roundabout. We're going to try not to, because roundabouts are very good, and we're going to try to rely on public transport and trams to dig us out of a hole here, to promote that they can be the powerful option. They can be very, very good when it comes to some of this stuff. So let's use the asymmetrical roads, because we all know they are amazing when it comes to stuff like this, and let's make sure we don't get in the way of the tram tracks. So if we are going to go underneath, we need to make sure we don't get in the way of it. We leave it plenty of space to get through the middle. one real stop in an area like this. You don't need too many of them. I probably could dip it down, get it down in time and get it back up in time for a stop in here if I want. Are you going to go... See, that just looks weird, doesn't it? Because you just bend up and down really quickly. Let's not do that. I wish you could have stops up in the air, because I feel like people would happily walk up to a tram stop high up and then get on the tram. That would be an ideal plan. That would be amazing, in fact. Obviously in the new DLC we have the new metro overhaul coming as well, that I have seen, which is super exciting. If you haven't seen that, there's going to be overhead metros coming into the game. The problem is, as I've already confirmed, that I'm not going to be using metros on this save, and I'm going to be sticking to my guns on that, because I don't want to use metros in a city like this, because I don't think it's going to be a very high density city, because we built it with a lot of low density stuff, so the population is never going to boom. We may add a little metro and play around with it if we do a big little area over there. That could be some real high density skyscraper stuff. And then we may have a little metro over there with a train station that hooks up to the rest of the areas. That is probably the better way of going. Tram track is in 100%. Not really sorted though, is it? It's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside to get it down. Get along. No, just stop. Just please stop. Please stop. Holy moly, please stop. This is so frustrating. There we go, I've done it. I'm a genius. I've had to add a little roundabout here, which I don't hate actually, because it's quite cute. I will just turn you around so you go in one direction and not the other direction, so you don't cross over each other. Yeah, that is quite good there. And then if we want in the future to run a tram over here, see, what would be a great idea? Would it be like a little tram line over to here somewhere, just to connect these people up? But it's going to be very, very tight. We don't leave ourselves much room for expansion when it comes to little public transport stuff. So let's start running the game, and then we're going to have to start looking at services and other things, and water pipes before we do that. So just run some quick water pipes through this area to make sure we get them all covered in, just so that is all nailed in and sorted, so they actually have water and not complain when we start building this area up, because I don't want them to start moaning at me straight away. Give it a little moment at least, guys, then you can moan at me about something else instead. Yeah, that should be all good, and then we can start looking at services and parks, and maybe the odd unique building as we get the tram up and running, and we see how the traffic starts coping, and we realise what junctions need to be roundabouts, what ones don't, and what ones need to be giveaway signs and other things. I am not excited about adding more traffic to this roundabout, but it's gonna have to happen, I think. So that's just gonna be the way the cookie crumbles. Can we update this road quickly to one of them to give them a turning lane? That would be the helpful option. Where are you going? Why did you do that? You did like a weird little turnaround in the middle of the junction. That's illegal. You can't do that. You cannot do that at all. Definitely can't do that. Don't like that at all. Nope. Right. Zoning. We're going to be doing the same district style as this over here, so I'm just going to drag the same district out over to here so it's all the same. No real need to be messing around with different districts in a small little area. It's all fine to be the same one, and then it looks all uniform and pretty. And then we can just start booping in lots and lots of zoning, and make sure that we don't zone on certain roads. So we need to make sure that we are using this one and not the big paintbrush, so to about there, because that incorporates all of that. There we go. That is a lot of housing going in, but we shall see how that does in a moment. All of these zonable grids up against this road will be disappearing in a future episode, because we'll be doing some beautification stuff to get rid of all of that. That is going to be another wave of big load of traffic, but I think it'll be fine. And then we'll probably put some nice commercial along there, and we'll leave that. leave that alone. Oh, we have another academy report. Is our university is doing well? It is improving. That is always good to see. Always good to see. And then we will see how this game grows, and we'll see how the education and stuff stacks up. So, university availability is starting to lack, isn't it? We actually got a lot of people who are eligible to go to university. There is space over here. They're not quite using it yet, are they? There is space, but we are getting close to the capacity. So it may be time to add some more dormitories in somewhere if we can. Or maybe time for another university somewhere. That might be the other option. Wowee, this has filled up very quickly, hasn't it? And we're going to be needing a new university very soon. That is going to be dramatic, especially as the fact we're going to be adding in another, 900, 1,000 people into this game. That's going to be a lot of university students that are going to be wanting somewhere to go to learn. Which is going to be scary to deal with. Do I want to be zoning on that road? No, let's not zone on that road. Let's cause ourselves a death wave with zoning in this quickly, because why not? And then we shall see. You can be zoned up, because that doesn't particularly matter at all. That won't be zoned up. We'll do some pathways off this roundabout and link all of this up. In a future episode, I might be doing that as a montage. The opening montage next episode will probably be me beautificating this stuff up, making it look good. Let's go back to the education screen. We're going to need a high school in this area, so let's add in one of the British ones. So that's huge. I don't like that. Where's the good looking one? You are that. The creative arts school can go plumb in the middle on that junction right there. That'll keep that area all happy. Are we going to need a primary school or not? Elementary school is probably going to be needed as well, isn't it? There's a big old demand for some more students coming into this area that is going to require educating. So let's add in another primary school on this road as well, just so that is a clean, good entrance. People can get to that stop, can't they? I hope they can. We shall soon find out. If they can't, oh, I messed up, wouldn't I? We're going to need some fire coverage and jails and prisons and other little bits like that as well. So let's add a little police station in here somewhere, just in there, and then another fire station as well. And our budget is going through the floor at the moment. That is scary to see. It's concerning. Why is our budget through the floor at the moment? What have we done to mess up our budget? Fire station on the corner. And then we're going to need a medical centre and a cemetery somewhere. Can we get a medical centre to fit somewhere nicely? Yeah, that fits at the end of that road. And then hopefully the crematorium will fit alongside it. There it does. So if you die, you can go straight to the crematorium. Not far to walk. Now, right, that is all growing up, and we should now have no housing demand, which is exactly what we wanted. So next episode we should be ready for the new DLC and ready to play around with the new fishing industry. This was a bit of a quicker episode, I think. I'm not sure how long it's going to come out in the edit. We've also got this all tidied up and ready for a waste management centre in the future as well. That is so much better. That looks so much cleaner, that does. And I wonder how the water is doing. Is it flushing away the poop? Oh my word, look at that. I was on the wrong screen, but that is how you wash away a lot of your problems very, very quickly. I've been running this game for, what, 30 minutes, if that? And as you can see, it is all being decimated and pushed away out of our zonable space, which is exactly what we want. Cracking, 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 cracking. I'm going to call that a success. And we will call the expansion a success as all these high-rise buildings come in and going to be compacting this area up very quickly. Traffic is still flowing. Roundabout is busy but not broken. That is all good so far. We should soon find out when we add a junction over here how this road copes. But until then, I'm going to peace out, and I hope you guys have a great time, staying safe, watching lots of content on the YouTubes. Make sure you give this video a like and a subscribe if you want. make sure you give all of the guys that you're watching and you're using as entertainment at the moment a little comment to say thanks for being there, because they are putting in a serious graft. A lot of YouTubers and a lot of Twitch streamers are putting in a lot of work when it comes to entertaining you guys right now, because I realise it is prime time. It would be helpful if I turned on the tram so the tram actually worked. Let's find out if this actually impacts the traffic at all, and we'll find out in the next episode if that makes any difference or not. Like I've been trying to say for about 5 minutes, I've been TD1, and thank you very much for watching, and until next time guys, peace out.